Hello, strong people. Week 2, day 1 of Iron Grizzly Classic Prep. It's our press day, as usual, for day 1 of the week. We have another rep max today on strict press, and then we have clean and press each rep for the first time in forever. So, 7 rep max strict, 1 clean into 7 reps, and then I believe it's 4 sets of 5 at 290 or 295. So I think I'm going to split those up into 2 sets. Well, not 2 sets. I'm going to do 2 sets push press, 2 sets Viper. Because, I don't know. I kind of want to Viper this 350 log. My buddy and I, we were talking about, we both want to do the ladder. So for this show, if you haven't been watching, so it's a 4 log ladder, and then there's a 5th log, but it's a trump log. So meaning if you can press the trump log for 1 rep, you beat everybody who's only done the ladder. I personally don't like this style. I understand a trump implement if there is like a light and a heavy. I've never seen it done where there's a ladder into a heavy trump. So I don't like it because I want to do the ladder. To me, a ladder is supposed to end on a heavy implement, which 330 at the end of a ladder as the 4th implement for an amateur show is fair. It's pretty heavy. That would be a challenge for most amateurs. I actually offered me and my buddy, another buddy, to supply the logs to be able to put the 350 at the end of the ladder so we can use it as part of the ladder. But we're like 5 weeks out, 6 weeks out of the show. It doesn't make sense to change it. And I get that. That's perfectly fair from the promoter. You don't want to be changing stuff like that soon, that close to the show, especially when nothing's wrong. If something's wrong, that's one thing, but there's nothing wrong with it. So doing it just because a couple guys asked to do it just doesn't make sense. You know, we don't run the show. I would like it, but it's not going to happen. So me and my buddy were thinking, are the other competitors going to try 350? Because if they're not, and we're sure of it, we were going to do the ladder, agreed to do the ladder. We both can do 350. But the ladder is more fun to train, more fun to do. We get to train Vipers. So we're unsure. I'm not going to, regardless of what we end up doing, I'm not going to change prep up at all. I'm not going to bother mentioning it. So it is what it is. So I don't know. I really hope nobody else gets the 350. Depending on how we're set up in the show, if they're reordering after the first event, which I believe the first event's the deadlift, then him and I should be last. So if we go last, they were going to purposely, if we were both going for the 350, they were going to separate us into different lanes, or different heats, I should say. So we didn't both have to run to the ladder, or run to the trump, because there's only 1 trump log. Just logistical reasons. But if nobody else does the 350 before us, and it's just him and I left, then maybe, we do the ladder. I don't know. It's one of those things like, I don't want to get cocky and assume that nobody's going to hit 350. We both do the ladder, and then someone beats us because they did 1 rep on 350. So it's just not... that would bother me forever. I would never forgive myself for that. Even if it is just a local show, I could never forgive myself for that. So we'll see. I want to train a little bit of both and see just how things go, because I haven't trained clean and press or really Vipers in forever. So I'm just excited to get into it. So let's do it. All right, let's do a set and then we'll talk. 4 sets of 10. Wide grip, lat 4 down, pause at the chest if I remember. If I could touch my chest on those. All right, so. Stupid thing, get out of my way. 300 for 7 strict press. That is like, that's huge. I've done that quite a few times before now. But to do it this early in a prep is good for me. I don't know if I've done it like that before. I know I've gone for 300 for 10 on strict press before, and I've failed at 7 reps like a couple times, I think. But I think I could have done 10 there if I wanted to. A couple of them got out of the way, or some behind me, some in front of me. But it's not too bad. It's light enough I could recover and push through. If it was probably 330, I don't know, if I'd be able to, but it wasn't, so I'm happy with that. I'm still kind of recovering after those sets. Let's do another set, we'll keep talking. Ooh, hip's gonna cramp. Viper presses were pretty good. They weren't super consistent, but it's kind of to be expected whenever you haven't trained them for. The last time I legitimately trained, I guess it wasn't too long ago, it would have been regionals last year. Well, both regionals. I trained for OSG regionals, it was a medley, so log into dumbbell, into axle, clean and press away. And the log, it was 300, so I vipered that. So I would have trained Vipers for that. And then I did it was axle, log, back and forth for the Strongman Corp regional. So I trained, it was 300 there too. So I trained Vipers for that too. So I guess in the last year I've trained Vipers more than I've trained push press. Never mind. It was okay. push press was a little rough. My cardio on that is just not there right now. So something to take note of. But something that I was really thinking of, and I've thought this before, but it was more apparent there. In Viper pressing, it's, in my head, it's a one-part movement, a one-breath movement. Well, yeah, sort of. So, what I mean by that is, whenever I pick the log off the floor, I'm breathing out. So whenever I get to my lap, I can, as that log is almost in a, I don't even know what you want to call it, like that in between where I'm like in the process of setting it on my lap, there's a little bit of a gap there where the log, there isn't too much tension in the body. Oh, there we go. I needed to yawn. There's a little bit of a gap there where the log isn't like on me. So I get a full breath there as I'm sitting into it. And then I use that breath the whole way through the movement, obviously. So it's from here up. So there's essentially like 1.5 breaths in that movement. And when I do push press, I have this problem where, so it's like 2.5. So it's not a problem necessarily, but I think it can cost you time and energy. Ooh. So like whenever I'm push pressing, I pick the log, I'm breathing out. Same concept here. I'll breathe out as I'm pulling the log up, as I'm setting it in the lap, get a full breath, roll it up, and I'm in the rack position now. And I re-breathe here. So I take a second, get an extra breath, and then I go. And that, it works on very heavy stuff, but when it comes to reps, I don't think I should be doing it. And my reasoning is because the more breaths I take per set, the more energy I feel like I'm using. Like those, obviously, the 2 Viper sets versus the 2 push press sets are very different. I'm gassed on rep 4 or 5 for push press. Viper, I'm fine. I'm hardly even out of breath at the end because I've taken like 5 breaths the whole set. Meanwhile, I've taken 10 for the push press. So it's just, it's a difference. To me, it makes sense. I don't know if that's anything anybody's talked about before, but using the least amount of breaths during a set seems to be more efficient. That was probably common sense to some people, but it's just something that I've thought about before for my sets, but I've not like been able to compare it side by side like that before. So for that last push press set there, I was a little bit gassed at this point, but each rep felt better because what I was doing was I was breathing off the floor. No, what was I doing? I don't remember what I was doing now. But I was breathing as if it was like I was doing this. So I was grabbing it off the floor, full brace, not breathing out here. So it was one breath from floor to here, and then a rebreathe if necessary, and then I'd go. And I think that was better. Thinking that hard during a set is a little bit tough sometimes. Like I think it was rep 3 or 4 on that last one. I didn't rebreathe at all, so I did everything in one breath, and I got a little lightheaded on that one. Just because log is a tough movement. If you've never done log press, I think it's a very, I don't even know what you want to call it, but I think people underestimate it because it's 3 movements in one. You know, it's a deadlift to get it to the lap, and then it's a front squat, or hip drive, a combination front squat, whatever, hip thrust, whatever you want to call it. And then it's a shoulder movement, push press. So 3 things in one takes a lot of energy to do. But that's part of the fun. It's hard. That's why I like to do it. feel myself pulling a little crooked. I don't know exactly what that means, but some sort of muscle imbalance. It feels like I'm pulling to the left a little bit. My nose is stuffy. What is it, day 4 of CPAP now? Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday, Sunday, yeah. Still, I feel great. Energy is just so much better. It's insane. I felt like it was really catching up to me there in the off season. That could contribute to my injury, hurt my back, which I still feel a little bit. You know, it's not, it just feels more tight than normal. It feels fatigued, but not really much past that. So it's kind of weird. So it's in the back of my mind, but back to the CPAP, huge difference. But I think that maybe, because it felt, my tiredness, fatigue was just catching up to me. It really felt like during that off season, there were some days I was just like absolutely dragging through a workout that I should not be dragging through. It was tough, but we got through it. And now I feel so much better. It's insane how, and I feel like I could even be a little bit better. So I may have to increase the pressure. I don't know for sure though. I think it's hard to tell after 4 days, but I've felt much better. So it's insane. I just feel like I function better, just general throughout the day. So if you think you're tired all the time, and it's not like depression or whatever, and you're not on, ooh, excuse me. So if you're not like depressed, well, I mean, you might be, but sleeping well matters so much. I don't feel like I'm depressed. I was just very tired all the time. I just wanted to lay around, sleep every chance I could. I didn't even take a nap yesterday, which is huge for me on a lazy Sunday. I would almost always take a nap on a Sunday if I could. Because I'd wake up after sleeping for 9 hours or whatever and still be tired as if I didn't really sleep. I don't feel that at all. It's crazy. I did that whole workout Saturday night and I still felt great the rest of the night. The body was a little tired because of the workout, but like I was not really all that sleepy. It's crazy. All right, let's do one more set here, finish up these. Been talking too much, taking too much time in between sets. Oh, and I felt like going stuff around the house too. That piece that so I remember I've mentioned before, but on that corner of this building, I forget what it's called, but like there's a piece of metal. So on each wall when they come together, on each corner there's a piece of whatever metal, kind of sealing it off. This one only had 2 bolts in it at the very top, so like 2/3 of it was not connected to the wall at all. So when it was really windy out, it would just bash around, it gets stuck around the side, and started to bend. But finally, it took me like literally 1.5 minutes to do. I just took some of the if you get one of these buildings, whenever they leave, go around and pick up all the screws that they leave out because they don't pick them up. Some might have a big magnet to do it, but these ones didn't. So I just have a jar of all the screws that they use to build this thing. So if anything falls out of anywhere, I have probably 3 dozen extras. So that's what I use to just bolt it down. Good thing because it is stupid windy today. That's not relevant at all to anything we've talked about. It's just me bringing it up because I've mentioned it before. So I don't know what I have next, so I'm gonna have to look. Let's find out. Okay, I'm gonna pair these 2 exercises together because I feel like it. I'm using the same band. So we got tricep movement and then some banded standing ab crunches. I think that's what we call them. I like them. They're okay. It's cold in here now. I was all sweaty and then I took off my elbow and knee sleeves. Now I'm starting to chill out a little bit. All right. Oh, these ones give a nice little blood pressure rush to the head. Oh my God, my eyes are gonna pop out of my skull. Oh God. Why did I don't like those. It make my head sad. Oh my God. Yeah, I got a headache now. Oh my God. Let's do, my triceps are already pretty fried. I'm gonna do, we'll add some tension, but we'll do one band. Slow and controlled. Oh wow, that's difficult. Oh. It's something I've never done today at work. So where I am, there's like no fast food places. There's like a mile and a half, probably a mile. There's a Subway, a couple pizza places, Papa John's, Pizza Hut, Domino's a little bit further, Fox's. But there's an Arby's like right next door. And if you're sleeping on Arby's, get to Arby's. So good. But anyway, so I eat fast food like once a week maybe. I don't usually go to Arby's, you know. I usually don't get fried stuff, or try not to, unless it's like chicken tenders. I mean, come on. Everybody loves some tendies. But I don't do that very often. But today I was like, I really want a milkshake. So guess what I did? At my afternoon break, before my afternoon break, I quickly ordered online a Jamocha shake from Arby's. Went and picked it up in my afternoon break because it's literally 30 seconds away. Came back and I enjoyed that the rest of the afternoon. Well, I can't say that. It was probably like the next half hour because that was delicious and it did not last long in my hands. Jamocha shake. I don't know what the ja is for. Mocha's pretty obvious, but it's like a chocolatey coffee milkshake. Oh my God, it was so good. I'm pretty sure it was like 700 calories, so probably won't do that more than once a year. It was really good though. Oh my God, it was so good. I'm telling you, spring hits and out of nowhere, I'm just like, I want a milkshake. I'll tell you right now, banana milkshakes, strawberry, it depends on the fruit flavoring. Like if you have that really weird artificial crap, artificial banana is okay. Artificial strawberry is a no-go. That needs to be real. That needs to be real strawberry. You throw some jam in there or something. I gotta tell you about the best ice cream I've ever had. Let me do this set first. I can tell my delts and triceps are like on the verge of cramping. Man, I need more tension. There we go. One more set of each and I'll call the video. But best ice cream I've ever had. In high school, chemistry class, our teacher, as like once a year, I took honors chemistry, AP chemistry, whatever you want to call it. It's same thing. But so I took, you know, like regular chemistry. And then towards the end of high school, you get like a choice, you know, if you want to do like honors, I think we called it honors or whatever. Honors bio or honors chem. You had some different options. I picked honors chemistry literally just because I wanted this ice cream again. Worth it. Completely worth it. But it's liquid nitrogen ice cream. Like literally, we get like heavy cream, a giant can of liquid nitrogen, and then my teacher would bring in like jam or like fruit preserves or something. It was obviously like some sort of homemade jelly jam, whatever it was. But she'd mix all that together, and then you could get a bowl or a cone, of course. But I literally don't understand how it was so good. I took a whole year of honors calculus. I did that too, which was much harder. Honors chemistry just because I wanted this ice cream. That's how good it was. I might just buy some liquid nitrogen just to make it. To be fair, I don't think it was the liquid nitrogen that made it good. I'm pretty sure it was just the really fresh fruit that was in it. Fresh jam, jelly, whatever you want to call it. Oh, I'd eat like 3 cones at a time. No shame. Peach. I don't know if mango was one. Strawberry was one. I think there's a couple others maybe, but oh, my mouth is watering. I want you to know my mouth is watering. So unbelievably good. I don't know how else to describe it other than it was a little bit icy at times, but not as icy as you'd think, because liquid nitrogen is obviously like super duper cold. But you've learned a lot during this video. You can tell I have energy because I'm just ranting about whatever. I need to get me some more of that. I'm like plotting now. I'm trying to think of how I can get more of it. You probably need some sort of freaking license to buy a massive container of liquid nitrogen. Maybe I'll start taking classes. The sets got better as I went. Oh, I'm just hungry now. Thinking about the pizza we had down in Ocean City, Maryland, when I went down for Ocean City, or yeah, the regionals down there, OSG. Oh, so good. I think it was called the dough roller or something like that. Amazing. Got like a meat lovers, whatever you want to call it. And the crust was like still crispy and still kind of held up. I was like, how can you put this many toppings on this thin of a crust and it still be crispy? We don't have any pizza like that up here that I know of. But we do have that deep dish place. I need to get back there. That was an experience. I can honestly say, Now, I don't want to speak for all deep dishes here, but the one I had, one of the probably top 3 pizzas I've had in my life. And I can't even think, besides the one in Ocean City, I can't think of the other one. So those are 1 and 2. And honestly, the deep dish might be number 1. I want to have a really good Detroit style deep dish. You know, with like the cheese around the edges and the thick square slices. I had some Jets pizza in Columbus. Tastes very similar to Little Caesars Detroit style. But I want to try like an authentic, not that those aren't authentic, but like a true good ingredient Detroit style pizza. I'm going to Google right after I end this clip here. Mark my words. What am I doing? Oh yeah. I forgot what I was doing for a second. Too food focused. You ever need me to do anything, just like bribe me with food? I'll like move your furniture for you or whatever. All right, I don't even know what to title this video anymore. I've talked about so much random stuff. I'm gonna make it VIPERS ice cream and pizza. I think that's a good title. Deadlifts in 2 days. So until then, go out, get strong, stay strong, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.